is a Spanish psychological thriller film starring Penelope Cruz and Eduardo Noriega. The movie follows a guy named Cesar and how his life starts to change colors after his horrific car accident. In the opening, we hear a woman's voice saying, "Open your eyes." She keeps saying this until the guy sleeping in the bed wakes up. His name is Cesar, gets ready and leaves in his car. Soon, he realizes no one is on the streets. He tries to look for the people, but all he can see is empty streets with empty vehicles. He gets out of his car and starts to run to find someone, anyone. Again, we can hear a woman's voice, this time coming from an alarm, saying, "Open your eyes." Cesar, while snoozing his alarm, we can hear him talking to someone, saying he is about to get 25 years old. He loves to eat, sleep, and make love to women. He gets up and gets ready to do his everyday chores. While getting dressed, we see a beautiful woman waking up in the bed asking Cesar where he is going. He just replies, "Out." He leaves in his car, and this time we can see tons of people walking around the streets. On his way, he picks up his best friend who constantly asks Cesar about the girl he took home last night. He asks if he had sex with her. At the first, Cesar tries to avoid the question, but later says yes. Later, we can see both of them playing squash and talking about women. In the next scene, we see Cesar lying down in a cell with a man asking him some questions. The psychiatrist is interviewing Cesar because everyone thinks he has committed a murder. Cesar can be seen wearing a prosthetic mask. We again go into the flashback where we can see Cesar flirting and kissing the same girl who woke up in his bed earlier. Her name is Nuria. He tries to get away from her and ignores her. At his birthday party, he meets a girl named Sofia. Sofia is the girlfriend of his best friend. Nuria sees him with Sofia in anger. Even after this, Cesar flirts with her and takes Sofia to his house. They spend the night together without crossing any limits. But in the morning, we see Cesar's current obsessive girlfriend, Nuria, comes to meet him. She tells him to get in a car. While driving, they talk and her intentions seem a bit off. She accelerates the car and drives off a cliff to kill both of them. Cesar, however, survives the accident, but his face gets ruined permanently. Many doctors tell him no surgery can fix his face. Cesar finds a mask on the table and decides to wear it to hide his looks. He tries to meet Sofia, but she declines to stay near him because of how he is looking. His whole life seems to have turned around. He was a playboy whose looks attracted many young girls, but now they run away from him. One night, we see Cesar in a club trying to socialize with his best friend, but Sofia does not seem comfortable and leaves them. This traumatized him and he started to drink more and more. In the next scene, we can see Cesar walking on the street with his best friend, but even he starts to act weird and goes away. Cesar starts to lose his mind, remembering his life and seeing what is happening. He falls asleep on the footpath near a street lamp. When he gets up in the morning, his life starts to get better. Upon waking up by someone, he looks at that person and gets scared when the person looks like his obsessive ex-girlfriend. But in reality, the person is Sofia, who tells him how much she missed him and that she has fallen in love with him. She leans in to kiss Cesar. Later, we can see them walking in a park and Cesar says this has happened before. Sofia tells him it is just a glitch in his brain and that he should not worry about it. We again come to the present and can see Cesar in prison with the psychiatrist. Cesar wants to get out, but the psychiatrist tells him he cannot go anywhere because he is charged with murder. But Cesar has no idea what he has done. The psychiatrist tells Cesar he was mumbling a name in his sleep. The name was Ali. He tells him he doesn't know any Ali and that in his dream he saw an office and saw that he was signing something on a paper. Cesar continues to tell him his life story and says that the doctor again contacted him and said they can fix his face. After his face is fixed, his best friend starts to act normal again and they hang out without any awkwardness. One night, Sofia visits Cesar and sees his face completely normal. She gets excited and they both spend the night together making love. They both fall asleep cuddling. Suddenly, Cesar gets up in the middle of the night and goes to the bathroom. He gets scared, looking at his messed up face in the mirror. He comes out screaming and seeing Sofia sitting straight on the bed, screaming in fear as well. That's when he gets up and realizes it was a dream. He gets up to drink some water and checks his face in the mirror. It was completely normal. He goes back to bed and turns to Sofia for a kiss, but he loses his mind when he sees it's her ex-girlfriend. He slaps her and asks where is Sofia. She tries to convince him she is Sofia, but he ties her arms to the bed. Cesar thinks his ex never died in the accident and is trying to ruin his life by haunting him and taking away Sofia. He then takes his ex to the police station to find Sofia, but even the police assure him the girl he brought is Sofia and that his ex does not exist. He gets out of the room in the rage when his best friend coming and punching Cesar and tells him to stay away from Sofia. To prove Cesar is wrong and that girl named Sofia never existed, he gives him a photo. The photo clearly shows Cesar is sitting with a girl who looks just like his ex Nuria. Cesar goes to a bar to have some drinks, just when a random guy walks up to him and says he can help him get his life back. The guy tells Cesar that he needs to control his mind and that he is sometimes in his dream. He shows that Cesar is currently in a dream because everyone around him is looking at him in silence. Again, we come in the present where the psychiatrist is performing a hypnotism procedure on Cesar to know about his dream. Cesar starts to remember his dream where he was walking in an office and a receptionist named Ali welcomed him. He met the same guy in his dream who was in the bar. The same guy tells Cesar to sign a few papers. The psychiatrist explains to Cesar that he might have taken some drugs which affected his brain and that is why he can't differentiate between dreams and real life. In the next scene, we get to see that one day, Cesar slept with Nuria thinking she was Sofia. He killed her when he saw her face. While watching TV with another prisoners, Cesar sees the same guy who he met in the bar. Later, we see him talking with his psychiatrist and telling him he visited a company named Cryonics the day he fell asleep near the street lamp. It turns out that his company gives lucid dreams to their customers where people can create virtual reality in their mind. They both visit this company to find out exactly what is happening. They meet the manager at Cryonics who explains that the company is freezing their clients who do not want to live their present lives. These clients can live in a virtual mind where they can keep living their life without dying. Cesar and the psychiatrist go in men's room where they argue about their current situation. Cesar is convinced that he is living in visual reality and his psychiatrist is trying to explain that is not true. He tells Cesar to remove his mask and look in the mirror to see that his face is completely normal. But Cesar gets overwhelmed and runs out. He fights the police officer and leaves the building when some officer points gun at Cesar. Cesar wants to die, but the psychiatrist gets in the way and gets shot in the back. But soon, they both realize no one got shot. There are no officers around them. All the streets are empty. They see someone on the top of the building. They go on top of the building where the owner, the same guy Cesar met in the bar, is standing right in front of them. He tells them that both died before 150 years. The psychiatrist is living in Cesar's mind. The owner tells Cesar the only way to end this dream is by killing himself. The owner explains to him the day he fell asleep near the street lamp, he did not meet Sofia. He went home and found a company named Cryonics. He then signed a contract with them to sleep and dream, but later Cesar took some pills and killed himself. That is when the company started his dream and he woke up where Sofia came to him and kissed him. In reality, since then, he had complete control over this world, but he did not know about the dream and his contract. That is why he kept getting confused. The owner tells him he can die and get out of this dream because now they have the technology which can fix his face. Before jumping off the building, Cesar sees his best friend and Sofia. He jumps off the building, screaming in fear, and just when he hits the ground, everything goes black. A voice can be heard, a woman saying, "Open your eyes." He wakes up near the street lamp holding his mask and his face is still ruined. Hope you enjoyed this movie recap. If you want more entertaining recaps like this, be sure to leave a movie suggestion. See you in the next glimpse.